BrickLink order in today. This should complete a couple more minifigures. So another small order, but I got a couple of Yoda heads that will help complete this little minifigure, and I ordered an extra one just in case. Metallic silver droid legs. I've got one of these, didn't have any legs, so that will free that one up. And then I've got right and left horns for the Hoth monster, so that I can complete that guy and put him on BrickLink. So small order, just some stuff. I've been going through the box of minifigures, so I've started. This is my collection that I'm doing, so I've got a few in there. I felt through a couple. I know that these are duplicates. I didn't realize that we'd get some extra parts, so all that's good. So keep working on that.
Yeah, so on Wednesday this week, I went to Vienna, Austria to put on the developer conference called Atlas Camp that my company Atlassian puts on. So Atlassian is, you probably know the products more than the company if you are in any kind of software development or anything like that. So Jira, Confluence, Bitbucket. If you're not a developer, you might know Trello. We have all those programs as well as a bunch of other stuff. So with all those programs, developers can build apps and integrations, and so we put on a conference for developers to show them all of the new things that we have and stuff like that to help them build their apps. And we have a marketplace where they can, similar to like an Apple App Store, where they can sell their apps, and it's a pretty big business. And so we had about 320 developers come to Vienna, and I was in charge of the entire putting on the entire event, as well as all of the content. I was in charge of that. So I had a lot of work to do this week. I was actually planning on doing a should I buy it or not, and just by the time I got back to my room at night, I was beat, and the low amount of sleep that I had just was not good. So we put on 4 tracks of content, actually 5. We surprised everybody with a 5th track that we didn't advertise beforehand. On site while I was there, my responsibilities just included making sure the event went smoothly, as well as helping the keynote speakers go through rehearsals and make any changes there. I found some syntax errors and some slides, which was good, and just mostly it's like speaker coaching, right? Like just making sure that what I see them doing just makes sense to everybody else. So the speakers are a little bit more upper management than where I'm at, and so it's always good that they take the criticism that you give them, or the feedback, and they really appreciate it, which is always rewarding. So it was a great event. It was 2 days, and this clip here that I took, I think it was one of the funniest moments of the keynote was where they're going in through the history of something, and they introduced this one section by doing this.
So this time, we're going to go even further back than the birth of Jira, back to the early 1990s and the beginning days of the web, to a period known as the Metal Age.
Got another small BrickLink order in this week while I was gone, and this one is to again fix up some minifigures that I've got laying around. So first one is the tan legs, which go to Yoda. When I finished him up last week, I noticed that the legs were pretty chewed up, and I couldn't sell them like that. So I bought some new legs, and then the orange legs and the fish head go to a different minifigure, which I found the torso and decided to get the two there. So that will complete one minifigure.
Hello. Are you a good boy? On bills. That's not good. So I've been away in Vienna all week, and my wife took it upon herself to rearrange my store a little bit, and she didn't do it, just out of the blue. She knew what I wanted. I told her that we had a table here with the part-out table, and I said I wanted to move it and get it out of the way so that I could put some more drawers over here. So that's what she did. She actually put in another drawer. We've got our, the wall of stuff over here. I've got to put in another cabinet here, which is down there, which I showed you last week, and take care of that mess. Then I've got like all of my used parts down here. So she did a bunch of stuff. So let me go through it here. So she bought me this and put this together and put my minifigs up there. This needs a little bit of cleaning out. I've got my parts that I need to, the sets I need to part out, the envelope drawer and some other miscellaneous parts. This is also shipping supplies as well as my used parts. This is a new set of drawers that I just started putting used parts into. It also has the Series 19 minifigures. Back here is some shipping supplies, as well as those bins have some separated out parts, so like slopes and stuff that I need to finish going through. This is part of my shipping station, so my cards that I put in orders. The little sleeves and stuff, there's some parts in here as well. I won't touch that drawer because that will set the dog off to barking, but that's where like labels for printing and some other miscellaneous papers. The second drawer there is where I have all the cups for parting out, and then I have some empty shoe boxes in there, which I have one here. I actually use one for when I'm pulling an order. I'll dump them in there. It makes it easier to find parts. So this is my desk, and this is where I actually do work as well as pull orders and stuff. Right now I've got my Chromebook set up. And then over here, so this bin right here is new. And my wife hates going through the used plates bin that I used to have, which was over there, which she's now repurposed for instruction booklets, which I'm going to put on eBay unless somebody tells me they want to buy them for a good price. Just let me know. Anyways, these here, she separated them out like bags 1 through 10 and 11 through 22 and 23 through something, so that they're easier to find, because they are a mess. I got some shoe boxes of parts, so anything that graduates out of these big drawers, goes into there. So I've got six of those. This bin here is what I use to go to flea markets and stuff like that. So I'll take my stuff. Slopes, Technics, that's actually just a bin of miscellaneous parts that I need to still list. This was the shoebox that had my my sets from my youth. This is that came into a bulk thing that I haven't taken apart yet. Empty box of Series 19. The green box underneath is the wedges. Yellow box here is bricks, and the blue box is just parts that I need to continue to list or use parts. More used parts here that I've separated out, but I still haven't put them away. Stuff like that. This plastic bin here is what I use to do part out, so I'll dump everything in there, which is very, very handy. This is some used parts I picked up at the Bricks and Minifigures store in Austin. Let's take a look up here. So this is where I have all of my collectible minifigures that I've collected. So we've got Series 19, the Harry Potter stuff, Series 18, and the what is this? The Batman Series 2. Let's see, and some sets I've collected. So the Y-Wing. My wife wanted this because she likes Disney. She was hoping for a Dopey minifigure, which I don't think they make. This is a mock that I built from Rebrickable, which is the 1989 Batmobile, which I really like. Some cars that go with my youth sets. Some more youth sets that I put together. Of course, you can't have a Lego collection without a Saturn V. Speed Champions Camaro, I believe that is. Lander. Fidget spinner that I made. Oops. The I think this was a poly bag, which was a what was that? Yeah, his ship. So I got some brick heads. What's this? Another rebrickable build that I did with the Enterprise. My Darth Vader minifig. Poe Dameron X-Wing, which the things won't stay open anymore. And then I was parting out this, and I said, I want one, so I'll do that. And he's got my sig fig in there. I think my sig fig's in here as well. No, I took him out. That's right. He's in here. There he is. Yep. Anyways, so that's my shop right now, and I'm going to be working today to sort of reorganize this a little bit. I like what she did, but just some things are just not in the right spot. So we're going to do that, as well as we're going to try to tackle some of these inventory and try to get these parted out, because that's just money just sitting there waiting to go. So let's get that done. Yeah, so like I said, I was in Vienna last week, and I had my wife manage the store while I was gone. And before I left, I made sure that everything was set up for her. So I had set up my Chromebook so that it was on the right tabs. Everything was logged in. All she had to do was just check it once a day, pull the orders, send them out, update everything, and do all that. So I think as soon as I got to Vienna, she went to go pull an order or two, and she realized that she had to log in, which was flag number 1. So I gave her the password, and she said that everything was factory reset somehow, which was disappointing. So I worked to get her all set up, and so what was disappointing about it was I had bought the Chromebook to manage my entire store. So be able to pull orders, to be able to upload inventory using Brickstock, all that kind of stuff. So now you might be thinking to yourself, well, Chromebooks are only run Chrome. How do you run Brickstock? And so when I bought it, it took me a good weekend to get this set up. But if you know anything about Chromebooks, you can put it in development mode. You can run this application called Crouton, which allows you to run a Linux operating system on top of this Crouton virtual machine, and so you can switch back and forth between Chromebook and a Linux distro. And so once you have like Ubuntu running, you can install Wine, and then from there you can install BrickStock and run it right in your Ubuntu. Now that worked for about 6 months, but I don't know if you remember, like in December or January, BrickLink made some kind of update to the API and broke BrickStock, and it took a couple days for BrickStock to come out with a new version, which was able to fix the problem. But whenever that happened, my Linux version of BrickStock just stopped working, and so I haven't been able to use BrickStock since probably about January on my Chromebook, and so I've had to use it on a different machine that I probably wouldn't want to be using it on. So I've made do. So one of the great things about the fact that my Chromebook just got factory reset was the fact that I was able to relook at what I could do to get BrickStock to work on my Chromebook again. And so one of the things that that happened since last year when I originally set this up is in a recent update, Chromebook has added this Linux beta, so you can turn on Linux for your Chromebook. And so once you turn that on, it goes through an installation process, and then you get access to a Linux terminal, which allows you to do lots of cool stuff, right? So you need to obviously know a little bit about Linux. And so with this, I was able to do a little research and found that there's an app called Crossover that you can get from the Google Play Store, which is now, because you're running Linux, actually is available to you on your Chromebook. And so Crossover is actually an application that allows you to run Windows programs on your Chromebook. It's basically running Wine, and it's like a wrapper for Wine, which is great. And so because I'm able to run Windows programs, I'm able to run BrickStock, the Windows version of BrickStock. And so, oh yeah, there you go. Here you go. So I have a version of BrickStock here running. Let's see if I can open up a part out page, and yeah, here's set number 75259, and everything that I need to get that running. So this is really cool. This allows me now to just use this one machine to do inventory as well as orders. The other things that this allows me to do, this terminal, I was able to install Visual Studio Code. So here's the code that runs the should I buy it or not application. So I can do some more further development right here on my Chromebook. I also have another project that I do, what I call BrickLink scripts, which are some simple scripts that I use to manage the store. And I'll dive into those and show you guys that at a later time. But this has been really, really awesome. I was able to set this up in actually under an hour. And I think the hardest part was getting the Visual Studio set up. But this Crossover app, while it's free now, as you can, there's a little trial tag up in the upper left that you can't see in the screen, but it's free right now because it's in open beta. And I assume this will be a for-pay app when it's final and it's ready for release. But even if they charge $30 for this, I think it'll be well worth the cost to pay for this, to be able to have a very cheap Chromebook, as well as to completely manage your store. So it's a very cheap alternative to getting a Mac or a Windows machine, which, although some of these Windows machines are fairly cost effective, but I was looking for the challenge of running Linux when I bought this, and this has been fun.
Oh.